Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining our live stream today. Thank you, gentlemen, for making the time for us today. We have with us two very bright names in the real estate business in the UAE. Dr. Noordin El Suruji, CEO of HRE Properties. We also have Mr. George Khuzami, COO of Al Thuraya Group. Thank you so much for joining us. Dr. Noordin, may I ask what's the story behind your name? It's a very interesting name, Eagle of Real Estate.
Actually, it's really a very interesting story, and I'm honored to have this name. It's due to my frequent travels around multiple markets around the world, and I've been into France, Germany, definitely UAE, of course, Egypt. It goes without saying, Poland, as well as UK. And also Serbia and Montenegro, if I can count. And it was quite a meeting when I was awarded the Gulf Real Estate Awards 2019. And I met His Excellency back then, Sultan bin Mujrin, and we had this quite discussion. And he was really impressed with my endeavors in real estate. And because I'm Egyptian, I comes from Horus background, so he named me the Eagle of Real Estate. And it was so honorable to me.
That was such a nice story to tell. Well, it's really impressive too to have all these places. Mr. George, can I ask you? I mean, you look so young, and to have all these years of experience in this field, how intense is it? What's the biggest challenge you had to face?
I am young, but not that young. So I work in a family business here based out of Sharjah. Under the tutelage of my father, Mr. Raymond, he allowed me to grow into this company and put my mark in. Just speaking of names, because it's funny, because our name, Athuraya, also has a nice funny story. Just I wanted to touch on that.
Okay.
It's the name of my grandmother, so my father's mother. Yeah.
Okay. It's such a heart-touching story. Okay, so moving on now to market trends. For over the past few years, we've seen the real estate business in the UAE is evolving very quickly. It's now leaning more towards eco-friendly, smart housing. It's also leaning more towards luxury finishes. So, what would you say, Dr. Noordin, in your opinion, on the three top key market trends investors should be aware of in 2025?
Okay, it goes without saying that it's always going to be the glamorous Dubai, which is leading the whole trail of the real estate industry in whole of UAE. But also, real estate investors should right now have spots on three other regions. The first one is going to be Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is coming with lots and lots of luxury islands that's offering premium villa products overlooking the mesmerizing sea of Abu Dhabi. And the second one, it's going to be Ras Al Khaimah. Ras Al Khaimah, after the final approval of the casino license of the wine casino and resort, I believe that the prices have appreciated for the price per square meter. It was 700 dirhams per square foot. Right now, the minimum is like 2,300 up to 2,500 dirhams per square foot, and expected by 2027, when the projects are going to be finished there and the casino is going to be having its grand opening, the prices might spike up to 5,000 dirhams per square foot due to the rarity aspect on Marjan Island. And then comes the Sharjah market. Sharjah market right now, it's really moving forward with lots of new ideas in terms of offering a quality of life. But moving back to Dubai, because as we said, it's the hero that's pushing all. If you compare the records at Q3 2024, they have recorded 50,425 transactions, which is 38%. With a total transaction of 141.95 billion in sales, 30% increase rather than Q3 2023. So this is a lot about the whole market in the UAE.
Okay, so we've heard Dr. Noordin talk about impressing numbers now. Would you say that the landscape in the UAE is evolving to more opportunities, as he's saying, like it's turning to billions? So would you say these opportunities and challenges are affected by the policy changes in the real estate in the UAE?
Yes, 100%. Because the more right now people are seeking security, security for themselves, security for the families, security for even their capitals. And this is what's driving most of the rich people around the world to come and relocate. Especially as well with all these multiple variations of visas that are being offered in the UAE, starting with the golden visa. Right now, you have this retirement visa, the blue visa for these guys who are working in sustainability, the green visa for entrepreneurs. All of this is encapsulated together in order to give a booster for the real estate market in UAE.
Okay, that's good. Mr. Khuzami, in terms of investment tips, the increasing number of new emerging projects in the UAE is presenting many opportunities. Investors find themselves looking on a vast and wide range of chances and options to choose from. So, what would you say that the best new emerging projects would be in the UAE to invest in, and why would you say so?
I'm a bit biased when you ask me this question. I'm a developer. So you're asking me to name the best projects from myself and other competitors. The advice I give when it comes to purchasing real estate is the long term value. If an investor is buying with the end goal of reselling the unit off plan or completion, he will always be at the mercy of the market. When it comes to the projects and how to choose which projects to invest in, you need to first see who the developer is. For me, the most important things to look at are the history for timely delivery and the quality of finishes that they do. So these are the first two criteria. The second one is the location of the project and the actual look and feel and the design of the unit. So long-term view, people will always choose the nice locations with the nice layouts, with all the amenities that come in the building. People are spoiled for choices now. I mean, it's my job to always follow up the projects that are going on in the UAE, and I'm having a hard time tracking them. On a daily basis, they're being launched. So yeah, they just need to have good filter systems. They need to make sure of who they're buying from, what they're buying, and again, in my opinion, the people who are buying units without having the full capabilities of buying them, hoping to flip them at an eventual date, you know, these guys should be careful.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sorry.
Looking at undervalued properties, they're like hidden gems for investors. They can renovate them and resell them at a higher price. So, what would you say that an investor could leverage current market conditions in order to find these undervalued properties?
it's it's always easy to say, I'll buy an old property, renovate it, and resell it or rent it out. Um, it is not as easy as that. Okay, obviously, the first step is to actually find the property itself that is, quote unquote, undervalued. To me, that's the easy part. The hard part is actually doing the actual works and having a basis of comparison for what's in the market and doing the proper feasibility study before doing that. Your question was how to find an undervalued asset. It's a good question. I mean, you can go through the tried and tested method of saying, okay, my neighbor or this adjacent plot, they renovated it and they're asking in the market for this much plus. The first thing you need to see is it being sold? Are people actually willing to pay the amounts that people are asking for? That's one. And two, what gap is it between the actual asset value and the new asset value? So are you looking to sell at the same unit that you bought double the price given the renovations? Will it make sense? Will people do that? I cannot give you a straightforward answer for such a question. Other than the fact that choosing a property is one of many steps that need to be done. Renovation, getting the right contractors, subcontractors, the permits, the time is required, the snags will hit while doing that. So it's not as straightforward as this.
Okay, and Dr. Nuruddin, so Staying on the topic of finding the right property, then what would you say are the best factors an investor should consider when they're looking for a property? I mean, it's a wide area with vast choices. So, what would you advise them?
I wouldn't agree more with Mr. George for echoing him regarding, first of all, the reputation of the developer. This is one of the most important things, which is going to be reflected by the quality of finishing. But actually, right now we are going to be having a game changer in the whole market in the UAE, especially in the major three markets I've talked about, because lots of new developers are coming to the market. So it's going to be very hard for the clients to qualify these developers, especially they will come with lots and lots of tempting proposals with shiny plans, with finishing and furnishing and everything. But still, you should consider as well the location. This new developer, if you think that you're going for a new location, that this location is having a promising future, the area around it is very well infrastructured, it's a livable community, then it's a good choice. Third one, it's going, yes, please go for the turnkey products, which are going to be furnished and finished. Because if you are a first time player in the market of the UAE, this is going to be the plug and play for you. So you can have the property finished and furnished, but still you need to record the quality of finishing, which is going to be offered. Also, use the transparency factor, which is all around the UAE market. If you're going to be talking about Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, even Ras Al Khaimah is going to be having this transparency, so you can check what is the price per square foot that is offered for you, and what is the expectations of the price per square foot which is expected to rise in the next 3 or 5 years. Most of all, please deal only with certified real estate brokers. Don't deal with all these guys. Maybe the car driver or taxi driver is going to be a real estate broker for you, someone that you have met. Believe me, they are not giving you the right guidance. Regarding the spots, if you're talking about Dubai, please be focused on Dubai South, which needed naming, and Furjan area. It's going to be one of the best. And also for Abu Dhabi, focus on these new islands that are being proposed, especially Areem Island, which is going to be part of the AGM, which is Abu Dhabi Global Market. And as we said, Al Marjan Island for Ras Al Khaimah is one of the best and one of the top in the market.
Now, moving on. So, Mr. George, following, as he said, you need to follow some set of rules as a guideline. It's a must if you want to find the best property for you. So, what would you say? Can you recall any successful stories of any client who did follow a specific approach?
You need to define success. When you mean success, do you mean a happy family that's living in its apartment and got everything that is required in terms of budget, in terms of what they require in terms of living, or is it a financial success, as in the best ROI on lease or a best exit strategy? So you need to define what you mean by success.
If I can go with that, if I might help,
Any successful stories like
let's define success
okay.
as having people living in a happy community, because most of the people right now are looking to be living happily ever after in UAE.
To me, when we design projects, whenever we build our land bank and we prepare the feasibilities and the studies on a building, the priority is always what will the end user want. So what do families require in the buildings? Again, as a developer, I take most pride when my buyers are end users. And so to speak, the portfolio currently is around 80% plus of end users who are buying, which makes me very happy and means that I'm doing a good job. When we look at the end user, so when we design and see what would be considered a success, space optimization, natural light, ventilation, spacious rooms, so that we think we take a holistic view. So when we design the rooms for the children, there has to be a desk where they can study. There has to be enough closet space. The showers need to be comfortable. The kitchen needs to be airy, enough space for it. So all these little details, to me, I consider these success, because at the end of the day, an investor will come. Yes, they will look at the price and they probably would consider a 1 or 2 bedroom as is, a 1 or 2 bedroom. They wouldn't want to go into the details of, no, you know what, the balcony, let's say, is 2 meters wide. That means I can put the table, I can put the sofa, I can actually have breakfast on my balcony. So all these little details that matter for end users, to me, this is what I consider success. And it takes years and years of working through it to get to the best layout, the best combo for prospective clients.
Dr. Noor, would you agree that, as he said, I mean, success is also, hard in the real estate sector. So, and it's because it's moving forward, it's changing very quickly. So, how do you see it changing for the next 5 years? I mean, each month there is a change. So, for the next 5 years, how would it look?
Okay, first of all, allow me to agree again with Mr. George, and
Thank
and
you.
please let me salute him for that, because he is basing his vision on something called customer-centric culture. He's focused about the customer, and he speaks simply that what's good for customer is good for business. So the more that you have much more satisfying clients living in spacious spaces with massive light in that's coming in, quality of life. This is what people are buying right now. They're not buying any more apartments or villas. They're buying a quality of life. So if I can say that in the past 30 years, the real estate industry has shifted from asset-centric to customer-centric. We were focused about the location, the land plot only, what is the shape of the building, what it's going to be inside, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms. But this is not the game anymore. People are looking for the quality of life, looking for the benefits, which are the facilities that are being introduced by the developer. Even if they are looking for even investment should be like a bespoke suit. This is why when you deal with a professional real estate property consultant, he will give you a professional consultation in terms of your investment, because at the end of the day, you buy this property for investment. Then you are going to be selling it to either another investor, or you are going to be renting it out to someone to live in. So at the end of the day, even as an investor, you should consider the B2C, the business to customer relationship, because you don't want to invest in a property that no one doesn't want to live in. So again, it's about the customer. 100% it's about the customer. And when I'm talking about the bespoke suit, because I hate this cheesy word that's coming from all the real estate advisors, if we have them around, that I've got you the best investment opportunity. It's not the best, because maybe if it's not matching me, then you should get me the second best. But please, let's have it that I'm having the best investment opportunity that suits your requirements, like a bespoke suit. As Mr. George said, he's focusing on what his customer needs and making lots of studies about the customers and the requirements in living, so they can have these tailored units and properties. So he elevated the company from moving from, as we can say, offering real estate product to real estate solution. He is fixing a problem for them. And this is the best way to work with your clients. And I believe this is going to be the trend in the next 5 years. People are going to be moving from smart homes to AI functioned homes, automated. They're going to be focused more on the quality of life and the quality of living, serving more and more in terms of the customer focus, not the asset focus anymore.
And Mr. George, like, would you say that there's always something new to look forward to? As he said, like, it's moving towards focus on the customer's needs and tailoring it to their needs and wants. So, would you say are the latest practices of trends for successful investment in the UAE for any client? If you want to have a successful investment, what are the latest practices?
Again, the question is so broad, and I want to give a good answer, or a precise answer. But as Dr. Noor said, it's different for every person. So when someone wants to buy their first unit, they need, for example, and let's say they want to consider it as an investment. Let's say their financial capabilities allow them to buy a specific unit, and that's it. And let's say they need to mortgage it. So I would recommend for them to keep in the back of their mind that they might live in it if times get tough. So you have another person who cares about returns. You have another person who cares about capital appreciation. You have another person who buys hoping that their children will live in them 10, 15 years down the line. So I cannot give you a general answer for a successful investment or the trends for the future. The UAE is now a developed market. The developers now are aware, and generally speaking, I think everyone's doing a good job in terms of their projects. When it comes to successful trends to buying, again, you can talk to the seasoned investor that looks for undeveloped areas, that tries to predict where the infrastructure is going to go, to predict where the government is going to spend money, and try to place themselves there. So I wish I can give you an answer, but my answer will change with each in different contexts. All I can say is do your studies, take your time. You're not in a hurry. Real estate is a wealth preservation tool. Think about it. Think about the generations to come, and when you make your decision, there's the you should not keep any doubt in the back of your mind.
So, if I may specify the question, if I told you that I needed for you to answer the best practices for a successful investment in Sharjah, would it be very different from Dubai or Abu Dhabi?
Again, would you ask me if a family comes to me and say, you know what, I want to build roots in Sharjah, I want to buy a home, and I want my children to be raised in, I would answer differently than someone who says, no, you know what, I have some money, I'd like to preserve my wealth in it, get some passive income that will help me with my retirement. You have other people that look, you know what, I have some money, I'd like to risk it and try to make capital appreciation. So different products suit different needs. At the end of the day, for a successful investment in Sharjah, like I said earlier, you need to have a good developer with a good track record, with good quality of finish, good amenities in the building, the location to be right, and then you start drilling down. So if it's a family, then you look for units that can cater for children that are in it. You think of small things that matter for them. I don't want to go into the details of how you design units and what you give them, but yeah, it has to be more specific. I cannot give you an answer just in general for a successful investment in Sharjah.
Okay, so Dr. Nuruddin, you agree that a question should be more specific. Can I specify a question about, as a foreigner in the UAE, how intense was it to start your business and succeed in it?
I have to declare something here, and it's really coming from the heart, not complimenting. Uh, Not just because I'm Egyptian, but I've never felt as a foreigner in UAE. And this what have boosted all these people who are coming to establish their businesses or to start up their businesses here. Because you cannot be a foreigner inside UAE. It's like UAE is like a pot where all the cultures melt together and like having this harmony. But the challenging part was that coming from other markets and having this regulated and governed market in the way that you need to understand the rules and regulations, you need to understand deeply the culture of the market and of the people that they are working in. It might take you some time to encapsulate that, because working in an international market, it would take you like years. It's not happening with a snap of a finger. And this also have been, I've faced it in other countries that I've been to, but believe me, UAE has been one of the easiest, and I'll tell you why. Because of the transparency indicator. I have, let's say, I want to start working in Dubai. So I go to the Dubai Land Department website. I find all the requirement documents, regulations, and even the market insights. I can either go to DXB Interact, which is powered again by the Dubai Land Department, showing me all the demographics that I need to know about the price per square foot and so on. Now in Abu Dhabi, we have ADREC, which is Abu Dhabi Real Estate Center, offering the same insights for investors. In Sharjah, you have the registration office of Sharjah that's offering as well all the details that are required. So it's not like something that you need to drive hard deep into it. You just need to know which doors to tap, and then you are easy to go because the market is regulated. And always be watchful for facts and myths, because some myths you will find all over the place around social media. Never judge a market through Instagram and TikTok. Please don't do that. Always please go to credible resources in order to gain all this information. And this is how it was. But actually I was super lucky that I didn't face much challenges in that.
Mr. Khuzami, do you have any special tips for the new investors?
So my background and my specialty is in Sharjah. We develop towers mainly in Sharjah. The tips I have would be more geared towards Sharjah, so to say. Dr. Noor mentioned that everything is currently digitalized. Everything is an open source data for people to view. So you have the whole history, you have the whole data to see all the projects and all their history across all the Emirates, not just Sharjah. But the tips I would give for anyone who buys real estate is, you know, they need to look at the long game. I don't want to specify why my projects are better or why I would, or the probabilities of having a success story with me or with my projects would be more than others. No, what I would like to recommend anyone who's looking at real estate to have a long term view. That's just the best advice I can give after almost 15 years of work.
I believe that Acres Expo 2024 was a huge success in Sharjah as well as the edition in Dubai. And I was lucky to be their brand ambassador like back then. And now I'm coming back again as their brand ambassador this year. I'm expecting much more engagement. More developers are joining in. And I believe that the traffic is going to be driven more and more because they are focused this time on developing the investors and the real estate assets all around. If you are a developer, real estate broker, if you're into property management, facility management, they are empowering with lots and lots of amazing sessions to be attended. So whether you are a real estate investor, if you just want to know about it, if you are a first time home buyer, you are a realtor, you are a developer, any sector you are related to the real estate, I highly advise you to attend the Acres 2025 edition, which is going to be taking place in January in the Charger Expo Center.
So we have been joining Acres for the last 7 years. Every year has been better than the past. Last year was at its ultimate high. It was a platform for any new buyer, any investor, or anyone curious about the real estate market in Sharjah to have a one-stop shop where they can just come in and see everything that's going on. It was very beneficial for us, a developer. It was a complete success story. We cannot wait for Expo 2025. We're looking forward to it. We're preparing new projects for it, and I hope to see you guys there.
Dr. Nuruddin, in Acres Expo of 2025, what are the projects that you're pinning in? What are the audience expectations from you?
Okay, so I believe that the expectations for the audience should be very high because this year we're bringing much more projects and offers from around the globe, not just from Egypt this year. Especially, we are going to be promoting for the one and only Ras Al Hikma, which have been making booming news due to the collaboration between the Egyptian government and the UAE government. Also, we are going to be bringing the project exclusively with us from Ras Al Khaimah in a collaboration with one of the most prominent developers there, as well as projects from Cyprus and Greece. And also, I'm bringing a very interesting topic talk to the panel of Acres 2025. I'm really actually looking forward to it, and I want to see how the traffic is going to be engaging with all of this that we are preparing.
So they will expect more projects from us. We are
And offers, please, more offers.
hopefully we'll have some nice surprises for the audiences in Acres 2025. We'll have some new projects to launch and more to come. So we'll see you in Acres soon.
Thank you, gentlemen, so much for all this insightful information. Thank you for this valuable interview. The audience wouldn't want to miss out on a chance of meeting you and other experts in Acres 2025 in January in Sharjah. Thank you so much
Thank
and
you.
have a lovely day.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you for having us.
bye.